Hola. Here we are. It's been a while. Yes, as people have noted, my hair has been growing. This is shorter than it was. I was kind of getting a severe mullet going on, and I had to trim off the back. But it's progressing. It's a kind of style we're working at right now. What else can I tell you? First off, I wanted to make a note that, I had a mammogram last month. And if you're like me, you had heard all these kind of things, like it's some kind of traumatizing event, and it's not. So if you have been putting it off because you're afraid it's painful, I did not find it to be painful at all. I would liken it somewhat to getting your blood pressure taken. Like it's a tightness. It's not comfortable, but it's certainly not taking your breath away, Hardest part for me was holding my breath. And even though I only needed to hold my breath for 10 seconds, when someone tells me to hold my breath, I am one of those people who starts to panic that I can't do it. But I don't know, I had this idea that it was some kind of flattening your boob as much as possible, possibly in my mind damaging your breast tissue. This was my fear. No, it's not like that. It's just as tight as it can get with your actual normal self. So, don't let that keep you back. Not painful at all. Not painful. Okie doke, I've got that out there. What else can I say? Granted, I did nurse for years and years and years, so I could be somewhat desensitized to breast pain. But, still, I can't imagine that. I can't believe people talk it up the way that they do. Speaking of strange medical procedures, the other day I was at the library and some teenagers came up to me and asked if I wanted to give blood, and because I have a disorder that makes so I can never say no to anybody or disappoint anybody no matter what's going on in my life, despite the fact that I had the 2 kids there and I was expecting someone at home, I said, of course. Now, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I imagined I had given blood, but it's clear I did not, because I would have remembered this. I have no problem having them take blood, when I have to. I've had to have my blood taken all the freaking time, it seems like. But clearly I've never had a pint of blood taken before. And it was I didn't have an appointment. This was impromptu. So I'm thinking, if you're just asking me and I got my kids with me, this must be 15, 20 minutes tops. No, it was an hour long. So you have to answer all these questions and sign all this stuff, and then they've got to check your arms for track marks, and then they got to then you got to answer the questions again, and it's on a computer, and all this time I'm getting a little anxious because I've got the 2 little kids and they're just sitting there and they're already a little freaked out, what are you doing? They did not think giving blood was a good idea. And inside of myself I'm and they make it clear all the time, you can walk away at any point, right? But I can't, and so even though I'm really, I need to get out of here, this is crazy, how long is this going to take? So I keep going, and then they start taking my blood, and I, of course, am the person who's I thought I was going to die. Number one, I was having a panic attack. They put a crazy blood pressure cuff on you, and so my arm is going completely numb and in pain and pulsing and crazy, and so I get her to release that a little bit. Then I'm just feeling really whoa, this does not feel right. I am going crazy inside. So then they had to make me breathe in a paper bag, and I had to have my legs raised, and I had to get this wet cloth. All the while the kids are just sitting there what is going on? And they still don't stop, and I'm of course not going to be yes, you absolutely have to stop, but I'm kind of thinking to myself really, I just have A, blood. It's not I have hard to find blood, or I don't know. I'm I'll try to make it through, and I did, and then I had to lie down for this long period of time, and for 2 days I felt like crap afterwards. So that was worse than getting mammogram, that's for sure. Anyway, it's just the kind of crazy thing that happens to me, and I was just what is my problem? At what level do I have to let it get before I'll put my needs before somebody else's stupid expectations of me? Even if it's a complete random stranger, I can never disappoint people. So I'm gonna be working on non-therapy, because this was kind of a yo, how bad do you have to let something get? I don't know. It was really bad. The whole time I'm just what the hell is going on? So I'm going to try working on that this year. What else? I've been working out, which is good. Back in it. I got 5 hours of cardio in this week. That's perfect. That's what I'm shooting for. That's what my old routine. Definitely great. I don't have the migraines when I do it either, so I think that would be reason enough to do it. And hopefully if I can just stick with that, this is a great time. It's August. We don't have any other, things going on, so I've got nothing competing for my time, and if I can get into the habit now, which was, the whole problem since we moved here, is we moved here right at the beginning of school year, and we had so many activities because I was really trying to help kid, acclimate to a new town and make friends, so I didn't want to stop her from doing anything she wanted to do, I was thinking any friends are better than none. But this time I'm not doing any evening activities except for brownies, which is just, 14 times a year, so that's not a big deal. And, I'm no more on the evening activities. The last year was really a nightmare for me a lot of the time, where I felt like doing so much, and then it was impossible to do dinner, and then I could never work out because, Mr. F isn't necessarily home. By the time activities are over, it's 8:30. It's just so I'm back into my after dinner workouts, which is my preferred time. I'm back into doing the long workouts, which is what I like to do. Got tons of stuff loaded up on the TiVo. I love me some celebrity rehab, people. And what else is going on? We were homeschooling again this year, so I realize I kind of enjoy researching homeschooling the most. So I've been doing a lot of researching, and now it's getting time for us to start doing it. Baby is starting preschool at the community preschool here, so that shall be interesting to see what happens. That's about it, people. We have been in this house for just about 1 year now. Crazy. Really went by fast. And I will say this. This house has felt the most like home of all the houses, despite it not being a house we would normally have wanted to choose for ourselves, aesthetically. Yet, it's always been more comfortable. So, go figure. We've got a crazy mosquito hatch, which makes it so we have not been able to go outside in about 2 weeks. Before that, like everyone else, we had that horrific heat wave for a month straight. So, of course, Mr. F finally gets this crazy play structure done in time for no one to be able to use it. So, hopefully the fall will work out and we'll get some use out of that thing. It's huge and it's crazy. It's way over the top. When you're looking at pictures online, they don't seem that big, and then it's the size of a small house. It actually has a small house included in it, so it's really big. What else can I tell you? Yeah, I'm really happy about getting back in the workout. Here's the thing with the eating. Just sucks, people. Here's the deal. I've never had to eat this little in order to lose weight, and it kind of pisses me off. So, because I was nursing for longer than you want to know about, and that's 500 calories a day. So, you get used to that, and that was riding on being younger, so I probably burned at least 500 calories more a day. Now, I'm at one of those, I'm older, my metabolism is slower, and I'm not nursing. So I'm basically at this point, if I want to get back to where I was, which I do, because I felt better about myself, and I went this whole year being you're normal, how do you feel? Don't, just do what you want to do. You're not gaining weight, you're maintaining at this level, this is fine. And I never felt good. I felt bad every day. So it wasn't the right choice for me. I definitely felt better being leaner, being more active, yada. So I'm focusing on the workouts. I don't actually eat too much, but I just don't want to go 500 calories less in order to lose. You know what I'm saying? That's a big difference. So I'm just going to try to get used to the workouts and do that for a couple of months till that's a total habit, so I don't sabotage. Because once I try to do too much at once, then I get pissed off. So I'm just going to do that, and then I'll be fit, I'll be in the zone, I'll have that time earmarked, that should work, and then we'll see. Because, the first time I lost all that weight, I did not do everything at once. I just did one part at a time until it was, time to add in the next step. So, let's try this and see. I will say I've been working out a lot. My endurance is up. feeling better. I do not weigh less, you know, but whatever. I think it might be harder for me this time. So I'm just trying to accept that and move forward. And also my main thing is, because I don't eat too much, it's really more important for me that my kids see me working out as a choice to be healthy than restricting my diet to something that's like making me crabby. You know what I mean? When I'm not actually eating too much. It's just that my metabolism is slower, I'm not breastfeeding, and I'm maintaining my weight. I just want to be less. So, you know, it's a delicate balance because kid is turning 9 and she's very aware of all of this stuff. She also said the funniest thing ever about men on television, and I'm going to put it up on the blog because it was so funny. It made me laugh my ass off and made Mr. F want to vomit. Alrighty.